The state of Oregon's experiment in decriminalizing all drugs will likely end next month, at least in part. Widespread public drug use and soaring overdoses have plagued Oregon communities since Measure 110 passed by public ballot 3 years ago. Even the state's Democrat lawmakers are considering a rollback to the drug decriminalization under Measure 110, although their proposal looks kind of like Measure 110 light. Joining me now to discuss how Measure 110 failed and what needs to happen in Oregon to address this issue is the House Minority Leader, Jeff Helfrich. He represents the 52nd District of Oregon. Leader Helfrich, welcome to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, you've said Oregon is in crisis because Measure 110 has failed. Tell us how it's failed.
It just takes an opportunity to walk through the streets of Portland, or how you see what you see on the news and the media. Actually, what 110 has done, it's a failed experiment. It has come from the progressive left activists in New York to try to have this say it's okay to do drugs and you don't have any accountability. And I was a police officer for 25 and a half years in the city of Portland, and I've watched, unfortunately, the city decline in the last probably 5 years because of these progressive policies.
Are you surprised that drug use soared, overdoses skyrocketed under this proposal, under this law?
Not surprised. I think this policy, one of the things I took as a police officer, never surprised, always amazed. I was amazed that the people actually voted for this, but understanding that the ballot title talked about directing resources for recovery, people to get recovery, but what they didn't see at the bottom of the last line was reclassifying certain possession of drugs. And that is what has ruined our society, and it's this experiment that has just, again, failed. We as Republicans have offered solutions to this, and our solutions aren't partisan. Our solutions are bipartisan, but they're solutions that Oregonians want.
It's interesting that under the proposed recriminalization, to a degree, is that it's going to clamp down on the selling of drugs, but the use of drugs, it's still going to be pretty lenient. So I have a hard time figuring out, why is it okay to buy drugs but not sell it?
So are you looking at our proposal or the Democrats?
No, the Democrats' proposal, not yours, but the Democrats' proposal.
Yeah, they don't want to have any, but they don't want any accountability. This is how crazy this is where that proposal shows that they want to have people that are addicts be supporters of other addicts to make sure that they're okay using drugs. And there's no accountability. And it's unfortunate because the people want the accountability. And our proposal, they say want to make it a Class C misdemeanor, and that Class C misdemeanor doesn't do anything. It's just a step above a violation. And unfortunately, our officers aren't going to want to put what's the governmental cause to intersect in this person's life when it's a Class C misdemeanor, and there's a lot of bad things that can happen. And they just don't want anybody to have accountability, unfortunately.